Good morning, booktubers. This is Michael Romeo. I talk about books, and I'm here to talk about a couple of books. I recently did a book haul a couple of videos back, just about a week or so ago, and I mentioned at the time there was one that was still outstanding that hadn't come. Well, it's arrived, and there was also another one that I had forgotten I'd ordered that has arrived. So this is kind of a residual book haul. They would have gone, if I had waited, they would have gone with the other books I did. So, but we're going to have a two-book haul, which I guess is acceptable. The first one, as I mentioned before, I'm doing a project trying to recreate, whether it's an ebook or physical book, I don't care, my mother's bookshelves. As many books as I remember her having on her shelf. Because the books that I've read that I know she had, I've enjoyed. It seems my mother and I had similar tastes. Now, at the time that she had her books, I was too young to read most of them. And then she did this, just as I was coming up to the age where I was being interested in reading them, she did this major book on haul. Just sold all her books to a secondhand bookseller, and I'm not sure why. Maybe she needed the money. I don't know. Anyway, they're gone. The first book is one of those from her bookshelf that I am replacing, and it is The Far Pavillions by Kaye. And there have been better covers. This one's a little romancy, but the great bestseller, a story of love and war as towering as the Himalayas. Now on the back, it says, The Far Pavillions is a story about an Englishman, Ashton Pelham Martin, brought up as a Hindu. It is the story of his passionate but dangerous love for Julie, an Indian princess. It is the story of divided loyalties, of friendships that endure till death, of high adventure, and of the clash between East and West. And it weighs in at a wonkin', not counting the index. This is a chunker that weighs in at 953 pages. Yes, 953 pages. It's a big one. And look at the print. That print is not too big. I may have to wear magnifying glasses. But it's supposed to be very good. I remember my mother enjoyed it very much. So I expect that I will probably at least enjoy it somewhat. And I'm looking forward to that. I have another project that I'm doing. I've been doing it for a number of years, just chipping away at it little by little. And that is to read all the Pulitzer Prize fiction. And I'm determined to get at least 4 or 5 of them knocked out this year. But there was one I discovered that was not available as an ebook, which really surprised me. It's a fairly recent one, fairly recent Pulitzer Prize winner. And I really thought that it would be available in ebook, and it's not. There's a study guide for it, but not the book itself. So I went to Thrift Books once again and purchased another book. And it is The Mambo Kings Play Songs of Love. And this is the movie tie-in version with Antonio Banderas, and I forget who that other chap is. Wait a minute, here's the cast on here. Antonio Banderas, Armand Assante, yes. Antonio Banderas, Armand Assante were in the movie. I've never seen the movie. I just remember it did not get great reviews. But this is a Pulitzer Prize winning book that definitely needs to be read if I'm going to read all the Pulitzer Prize fiction. And unfortunately, it doesn't have a blurb about the story on the back. It's just all reviews. All reviews. So I'm not even sure what it's about, other than the Mambo Kings, I assume, is a band, and they play songs of love, but I guess there's supposed to be a story behind it too. And seriously, there's just nothing here to tell you what the story is about. So, how about I just read the first paragraph of the book? See how it starts. It was a Saturday afternoon on LaSalle Street, years and years ago when I was a little kid, and around 3 o'clock, Mrs. Shannon, the heavy Irishwoman in her perpetually soup-stained dress, opened her back window and shouted out into the courtyard, "Hey, Caesar, yoo-hoo! I think you're on television. I swear it's you." When I heard the opening strains of the I Love Lucy show, I got excited because I knew she was referring to an item of eternity, that episode in which my dead father and my Uncle Caesar had appeared, playing Ricky Ricardo's singing cousins fresh off the farm in Oriente Province, Cuba, and north in New York for an engagement at Ricky's nightclub, the Tropicana. Kind of like how that starts. But that's it. It's only 2 books. But I'm ordering more. Because I found in thrift books, I found a couple of authors that I want to read. They're not necessarily from my mother's bookshelf, but like an author I started reading when I was young and never found all of his books because this was pre-internet days. And now I can find all of his books in one place. And I can get the whole thing for like $25. So I'm really excited about that because the 2 books I read by him, I really, really liked. So I'm about to press the button to order those. And I'll have another book haul video on those. And then there's yet another author. Yeah, again, was not on my mother's shelf, but was an author I started to read when I was young. And never got very far. And I want to get a couple of books by this one. And that'll be another book haul. Unless I buy them all together and make it one big book haul. No, I'd rather do 2 book haul videos. Anyway, that's it for now. Have you read either one of these books? I'd love to hear about it if you have. Do you know anything about them? Talk about it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And that's it for now. We'll talk to you later. Bye.